Hi and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali, I'm an early retired teacher currently living on a small pension, and today is Foodie Friday. So if you're new here, welcome. On Fridays we talk about all things food related, shopping and how and where you can save money on your food budget. And this morning, I popped into Lidl after dropping Luna off at daycare. This is my very last day on the pass that I had to buy when I was when I was on standby for jury duty. So I will get part of that refunded. So that's okay. And I have one left, and I'm using that up today to do my last out and about shopping and catching up on things until the new year. So this is Luna's last day at daycare in 2024, and we'll restart probably sometime in January next year. She hasn't been for over a week, so she was really excited this morning, especially since I got a delivery at 8 o'clock this morning from Amazon. My Amazon deliveries tend to be afternoon and evening, so it was quite a surprise to get a delivery this morning. So it's something I've ordered for someone's Christmas, so I can't tell you what it was. But Luna was a little bit over enthusiastic with the barking this morning, and because I had literally just stepped into the shower and put a big blob of shampoo on my hair, I did not get to answer the door as quickly as I normally would have. So by the time she was dropped off at daycare, yeah, she was like a coiled spring. So wet hair, soaking wet. I dropped into Lidl to collect my free cheese. And while I was in there, a lovely, lovely lady came up to me and said, "I watch your channel." So, hi Leslie, big shout out to the lovely Leslie who came and spoke to me in Lidl today. Honestly, I felt like a rock star being recognised out in public. So Leslie can't comment on the videos because she doesn't have an account. So I said I would give her a special mention, and yeah, that really made my day. That really made my day. So while I was in Lidl collecting my free cheese, I was also getting a few pastries. I was going to breakfast with a friend at her house, and I managed to get a Lidl box. And I also managed to get a big bag of potatoes that I can't remember. I think a few of you mentioned that you can still get a sack of potatoes in Lidl. So it was £4.09 for, there's the 7.5 kilos. So I think that's £15-ish, £16 in old money. So yeah, big bag of Scottish potatoes, and they will do me for the rest of December. So my free cheese was because I have spent over £100 in Lidl this month, so I chose halloumi. And my friend gave me one of the pastries back, so I've got an almond croissant to have for breakfast tomorrow. So I was £7.15 in Lidl, and that is definitely, absolutely no more supermarket visits until January from now on. So yeah. So as I said, I got a really good Lidl box, so I will show you that in a minute. Yeah, I also I'm choosing my words carefully because I went somewhere else and I picked up a few more Christmas presents for family. So I went to Dobie's And I have Adobe's card, which gives you 2 free drinks, hot or cold, each month. And I was aware it was getting to the end of November, and I hadn't used them this month because that's somewhere I sometimes meet my friends for coffee. And instead of getting coffees this month, I got 2 cold drinks. So I got my 2 free Diet Cokes, so they'll get put away. In the cupboard, but I was quite shocked that if you were buying that to drink in the cafe, it was £2.25 for 1 can of Coke. Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit out of touch with prices because I'm not going into cafes and supermarkets anymore. So yeah, so I'm glad I got my 2 free cans of Coke. So free cheese, free Coke, what's not to love? So I'm just going to turn the camera down and I'm going to show you my Lidl box. It's mostly veggies and they had just put them out, so I had first pick of all the boxes. And yeah, I'll show you what was in my Lidl box. Okay, here is my £1.50 Lidl box. And as I said, I had the choice of, there was at least, I think there was about six boxes, and I say I was the first one to choose. Quite a few of them had cauliflower and nice big football sized cauliflowers, and I nearly took one with a cauliflower in it, but I do have a full bag of frozen cauliflower in the freezer, so for the sake of variety, I chose the one that had butternut squash, and it's really heavy. So it's a nice big one. I'm thinking curry. I'm going to make a sort of vegetarian butternut squash curry, I think, at some point. Also, the reason I chose the butternut squash is it will last for ages. I don't need to do anything to it. It'll just stay as it is, although I've just noticed a little mark in it, so maybe I need to use it sooner than I thought. Right, okay, I'll keep a wee eye on that. But yeah, 1 butternut squash. The other reason I chose this one, 2 avocados. And they don't feel mushy, they feel slightly soft. So hopefully they will be ripe and ready to eat. Now, I didn't notice until I got them home, organic tomatoes. Wow, 500 grams organic tomatoes. Yum. Also got some of the little peppers, sweet little peppers that the kids like to eat, so they're quite sweet. So I'll either eat them as they are or chop them up and freeze them. There are 2 more normal sized red peppers. Oh, they're not very big. I mean, they're about the size of a tennis ball, really. Yep, so I've got some red peppers. There are 3 onions, 3 apples, a handful of carrots. I actually am quite low on carrots, so yep, I will. Yeah, there's probably a goodly amount of carrots there. And a Sharon fruit or a persimmon, a lovely sweet sort of fruit that I think I'll just eat it. I don't think I'll do anything with it. I'll just eat it because they are quite delicious. When I look at these, I always think it must taste like a tomato. And in fact, I wonder if they are related to tomatoes. I will go and fall down the Google hole doing some research on persimmon. So quite a good variety of things, and I'm especially pleased that the tomatoes are actually organic. So that's really nice. Yeah, so avocados and organic tomatoes, fantastic. So So, as I said, that is it. I am completely done with shopping and supermarkets until January. Now, I I have said before, I don't buy a lot of Christmas presents. My present buying circle is quite small, so I now have all those presents, and I think I've got one that's on order, which hopefully will come in the next week or two. But other than that, yep, I am done. I have noticed that Radio 2, I listen to Radio 2, have started playing Christmas songs, so I'm starting to get in the festive mood. I'm not anti-Christmas at all. I am just anti-consumerism at Christmas. I still enjoy all the other bits of Christmas, and in fact, in a bid to use up the things that I have, you may have seen that I made a steamed pudding the other day using some of the suet that I got in a previous shopping haul, and there was literally a teeny tiny little bit left in the bottom of the pack. I think it was just under 25 grams, which is about an ounce. What can you do with 25 grams of suet? So I really wanted to make my own mincemeat. So I looked up the BBC food recipe. If I have to look up recipes, I either go to the BBC food recipe site, or anything that's got Mary Berry on it is guaranteed to work. So I went to the BBC food website and I looked up mincemeat, and they had quite a straightforward, simple recipe. And I just scaled it down. So instead of, I think it was 222 grams of suet, I used 25 grams, and I just scaled everything down. I think it was suet, sultanas, raisins, currants, apples. So I used some apple out the freezer from my mum's tree before, so using what was in the freezer. Some sugar, what else? Oh, the orange, the zest and juice of some of the oranges that I had in a previous Lidl box that were frozen into ice cube trays. So I pulled some of them out of the freezer, and a splash of rum. And and the lemon peel that I slightly candied from making the lemon syrup before, from the waxed lemons, from unwaxed lemons from last week. And I made myself a little tub, oh my goodness, of mincemeat. I wish you could smell it. It just smells, mincemeat just smells like Christmas. It is a very British thing. There's no meat in it at all, although the suet is beef suet, unfortunately. That will be enough to make myself a couple of mince pies to get myself in the mood. And if anyone's coming to visit, I'll maybe make some homemade mince pies. But oh my word. And I was really pleased with myself for using up some of the little odds and sods and ends of things that I had in the freezer. So it's just in. I didn't even bother doing the sterilising the jars and all that kind of stuff. I literally just put it in one of my little square tubs. In fact, it's still got chicken breast on it, because that's the size I freeze my chicken breast in the freezer. So just in the fridge, and it'll be fine because of the alcohol and sugar for a couple of weeks, and it'll just slightly mature. So as I said, I'm not anti-Christmas at all. I'm just anti-consumerism Christmas stuff. That's all. So I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for my December of no shopping, and I just will live out of my cupboard, my fridge, my 2 little freezers, and my big sack of tatties. I'm so pleased I was able to find a bigger bag, and thank you to everyone who said they thought Lidl still did them, and also especially pleased that they are Scottish potatoes and not imported from somewhere else. So it is now approaching my main meal of the day time here, so I'm getting a little bit hungry, so I will probably, I think today I'll just have some pasta, and I'll cook some of the frozen broccoli alongside the pasta, and then once it's cooked, in the same pan, and then when it's cooked, I just drain it. I mash up the broccoli a little bit so that it looks a little bit like pesto. I'll just add a teeny tiny little bit of butter and some cheese. And that is probably one of the simplest, quickest meals that I make. And it's vegetarian. And I've still got all that meat in the freezer to save for other days. So once I've had my main meal, I'm going off to do a little bit of painting, and more on that in future videos. So whatever you're doing, have a fabulous day and have a fabulous weekend. And when I see you again on Monday, yeah, we'll be are we into December on Monday? Yeah, then Christmas will be upon us. So have a lovely day, have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you next time on Monday. Bye.